Good morning, church family. I'd like to share a verse from Ecclesiastes with you. We're going through some changes in our church family, and it's exciting, and it's can be a little bit of tension and a little bit of wondering what's going to happen next. But I've been at this church since 1991, and I know there's a DNA at OroNaz that loves people, loves the community of Orville, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to reach this community for Christ. We're going to love the least and last and the lost, and we're going to be part of the solutions in Orville with the problems that the people of Orville face on a daily basis. So the scripture I'd like to read is Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8. Very common. Birds made this song in the believe in the early 70s, maybe the 60s, that was very popular, turn, turn, turn. And it basically was very much quoting directly out of Ecclesiastes here. And here's how it goes. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. And a time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. As we go through the change we're about to go through, I would like to reassure everybody that it's going to be a good transition. I know that the board is going to make wise decisions. I know that they're going to be seeking God in everything that they do, and that we as a congregation are going to be seeking God and asking Him how we should move forward. I'm already praying for our new pastor, and I don't even know who that is, but I know that God does. And I know that this whoever God brings to us to do this new job is going to be powerful and effective in the city of Orville. We've had a rough last few years in a lot of ways, with the fires, with COVID, with elections and everybody's different opinions about all those things, with changes that may seem scary and changes that may seem like the right thing to do to some and the wrong to others. There's nothing we can do about the fact that change is always going to happen. The only thing permanent, I think, is change. And as we go through our lives and we go through these different times in our lives, I find this verse very, very helpful on many different levels. For us as a church, we're going through a time of change, and we're going to be moving into a time to build, to maybe to rebuild even, as we move forward with what God calls us to do in Orville. But we go through all these things in our personal lives too. We go through the loss of loved ones. We go through the excitement of a new birth and a new life being brought into the world. I've had all that in my family in a matter of weeks this year in November. And it's a hard thing and it's a wonderful thing. But the one thing that's most important is I need to learn to live with the situation and accept the things that I cannot change, and have the courage to walk into the things that I maybe don't understand. The losing my mom recently and having a granddaughter born within a week was an amazing time. It was okay because my mom loved the Lord and I know she's with Jesus. And it's so exciting that soon Valerie and I get to go meet our new granddaughter. Those are big changes. That's the life that goes on, that continues. And this is the same thing that happens with Orville. We've had a series of births and a series of changes, and now we have some rebirth. And I'm really, really looking forward to what God's going to do with us in the city of Orville, remembering that if we focus on His will and we focus on what He wants for Orville, and we forget our own personal agendas and focus on what God's agenda is, We will walk through this in unity, and we will see where God has had his fingerprints all over this from the very beginning. I hope that helps you this week. I hope that makes you feel okay with what's coming up. Don't get stressed. Feel free to call a board member. Feel free to talk to anyone on the staff, and we can keep you as much in the loop as we are. And it won't be long, and the board will be making some decisions, and we're going to be moving forward, and we're still going to be OroNaz no matter what. God bless you, and have a great day.